let's talk about a feeling that's become way too normal, that deep, bone-tired exhaustion that no amount of coffee seems to touch. This isn't just you being tired. What we're going to uncover today is a massive biological crisis, one that's happening right now, dimming the lights inside every single one of your cells.
Okay, think about your phone for a second. You see that battery hit 20% and the icon turns red, right? You get that little jolt of panic. You start shutting down apps, dimming the screen, frantically searching for a charger. Now, what if I told you that you are that smartphone? Because for so many of us, that little red battery icon has been flashing since like 10 o'clock this morning.
You wake up feeling like you haven't slept. You run on fumes all day, and by the time evening hits, you just crash. This isn't just burnout. There's a name for this whole phenomenon, the Great Energy Depression. And no, it's not an economic crisis, it's a biological one. And today, we're going to figure out exactly why it's happening to all of us.
To solve this mystery, we're going to have to become detectives. And this story, well, it actually starts 2 billion years ago. It's a story that explains why our great-grandparents could work in a field for 12 hours, but we feel totally wiped out after a few hours of Zoom calls.
So to understand what's really going on, we have to zoom way in. Picture your body as this huge, bustling city. It's got roads, communication networks, the whole shebang. But most importantly, it has a power grid. And the power plants in that grid, they're called mitochondria. You have thousands of these little guys inside almost every cell in your body, just working around the clock to keep the lights on.
And here's the absolute key. Your mitochondria take the coal, that's the nutrients from your food, and they burn it to create this amazing form of cellular electricity called ATP. ATP is the universal energy currency of your body. When you've got lots of ATP, you feel sharp, focused, strong, like you can take on anything. When it's low, you feel like an old, beat-up laptop that can't hold a charge. But this is where the story takes a really wild turn. These little power plants living inside you, well, they're not entirely you. They're actually ancient guests, and they have a pretty fascinating and, frankly, rebellious history.
Billions of years ago, mitochondria were just doing their own thing. They were free-living bacteria, and they were absolute rock stars at making energy from oxygen. Then, something incredible happened. Basically, an ancient hostage situation. A bigger, more primitive cell swallowed one of these bacteria. But instead of eating it, they struck a deal. This mind-blowing scientific idea is called the theory of endosymbiosis. And this was the deal, right? The little bacterium said, I'll give you a constant fire hose of powerful energy. And the bigger host cell said, great, I'll give you food and keep you safe. This single alliance created all complex life on Earth, including us. But here is the catch. These captive bacteria still have their own DNA. They're essentially foreign creatures living inside you, and if they decide they don't like the living conditions, they just stop working. They shut down the power grid. So if this ancient deal has been working for billions of years, why is it failing now? Why are the lights going out all over the city in the 21st century? Well, all the evidence points to one conclusion. We've accidentally created, for lack of a better term, a mitochondrial hell. See, our mitochondria evolved to thrive in the world our ancestors lived in. A world of hard physical work, of natural sunlight and darkness, of real whole food. Now, just look at our world. We've swapped hunting and gathering for sitting and scrolling. We've traded sunlight for the constant glow of blue light. We've built an environment that our internal power plants were never ever designed for. And we're basically attacking them in 3 key ways. First, that blue light from our screens at 11 p.m., it tricks our mitochondria into thinking it's the middle of the day, forcing them to work overtime until they basically get fried. Second, metabolic junk. All those processed foods, they're like dirty fuel. Burning them creates a ton of metabolic soot that just clogs up the whole system. And finally, there's the comfort trap. When we sit in a perfectly climate-controlled room all day, it sends a signal to our little warrior mitochondria that they're not needed, so they literally start to self-destruct.
Okay, I know. That all sounds pretty grim. A hostage situation, fried machinery, self-destructing power plants. It's a lot. But this is exactly where the story takes an incredible turn towards hope. Because all of this damage, it's not a one-way street.
So let's just get the bad news out of the way. This is a pretty sobering number. Because of our modern lifestyle, studies suggest we can lose up to half, 50% of our mitochondrial function by the time we hit 40. We are literally running on half power. But, and this is a game-changing but,
Amazing research coming out of places like Harvard and the Mayo Clinic proves this decline is not permanent. We can actually repair the mitochondria we have, and even better, we can trigger our bodies to build brand new, super efficient power plants.
So, the billion-dollar question is, how? How do we actually do it? How do we escape the great energy depression and reboot our entire power grid? Well, the science points to a really clear 3-step plan.
Okay, step 1, the light protocol. Seriously, getting direct morning sunlight in your eyes within about 10 minutes of waking up is way more powerful than coffee. It's the on switch for your mitochondria. Step 2, hormetic stress. This sounds intense, but it just means using good stress, like a cold shower. That cold shock signals your body to get tougher by building new, stronger mitochondria. It's a process called mitochondrial biogenesis. And step 3, biological keys. This is where cutting-edge science comes in, using specific nutrients that act like a cleanup crew, clearing out all that gunk and helping the machinery run smoothly again.
You know, in the past, success might have been a big house or a fancy car, but the rules have changed. The real status symbol today is energy. The ability to have a productive day, come home and still have energy for your family, and have the mental clarity to learn and grow, that is the new wealth. That means you own the most valuable asset on the planet, ATP.
So the great energy depression isn't some life sentence we just have to accept. It's a wake-up call. It's an invitation to stop accidentally sabotaging our ancient allies and start working with them again. The science is there, the steps are clear. The only question left is, what are you going to do to reboot your power grid?
We don't follow the crowd. We master our biology with the precision of an engineer. Subscribe now and let's build the future of your health together. Welcome to the next level.